let's revisit a topic we took on as a show a couple weeks ago. And it was a very simple question. Are you excited for the Phillies? We had this in a poll. We've discussed it on the show. And it's pretty clear people have been very lukewarm. So really two questions today. Are you excited? Or still really kind of down because of past Octobers and because of, obviously what for many has felt like a very underwhelming offseason? And then also just your sense of optimism or not related to the coming season. Look, talk to us at 215-592-9494. John, I've been the most excited and optimistic amongst all of us the last 4 months. I want to tell you 3 different poll results that we had recently that really struck me. We're going to go back to February 9th on our show. Are you excited for the upcoming Phillies season? 50-50. 50% of people, 50% on February 9th on our show said no, not excited. Now, I know you're not as excited February 9th as like March 25th when it's just about to start, but we got a pretty good baseball team. 50% of people about 2 weeks ago said no. Afternoon Show did a poll on February 20th, so just a few days ago. Same question, are you excited? It was 56% then. John, people have been very down. What do you make of it? How do you feel? And what do you make of how people have been reacting?
Well, I know we're all extremely frustrated with the we've all gotten close. It feels like we are farther and farther every year since we've gotten the closest.
Postseason-wise, they
have
been.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so, that's frustrating. We're sitting here feeling, dismay at something slipping away. Or is it slipping away, Joe? When I sat here yesterday with Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, it did not feel like this season, before it even starts, has slipped away, did it? It felt like Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber were sitting here just like we saw Kyle Schwarber last year. He's totally fired up. The guy is really an awesome leader, and you can feel it. Yeah. He's exuding that, hey, me and the guys, he just wants to bring everyone else along with him. Last year, he had the season of all seasons. He got paid in a big way, deservedly so.
You know what the pessimists would say? That's all good and well, but I saw him hit 56 home runs. I heard him say the same things last year, and my team lost in their first playoff.
I get it.
They lost. That's what the pessimists would say.
We've seen this team fall short, yet we also know that this team has the capability, has the potential to not fall short.
I agree with that.
This team has the potential to win in the postseason, to hit in the postseason in a timely fashion. We just haven't seen it enough. We saw a lot of it in 2022. We saw a lot of it, and we thought that was just going to keep flowing like it did in that year. And it feels like the faucet has turned off a little bit every year since then. And we're sitting here, slapping our foreheads. This team still has the goods. Yes, they're older, and maybe that means they're more experienced. But Bryce Harper is absolutely focused on proven to the world that he can do this.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm curious at 215-592-9494 how you feel now. Obviously, it's been a slow build-up from an excitement standpoint. Just to use this for instance, incredibly different than February, March 2023. So you go back to that point. They had reached the World Series in October of 22. It was a magic carpet ride until they hit a wall against a better team in the Astros, but made us proud in the process. They also were younger then. I mean, your core players were all 4 years younger then. So back then you had what felt like more shots at the future. Now, look, they're trying to extend having more shots now by, and this is where it's so important, that Crawford, Painter, and Miller are that next generation. I mean, I've said it before, the Dodgers who won the World Series last year, there's only one guy that was still standing from when they first won the playoffs like 15 years ago, and that was Kershaw. So you got to reinvent yourself. They're going to try to do that, but this year they're still going to be heavily relying on mostly the same core. James, you famously, I'll use that word, about a month ago, termed the Phillies offseason an F.
Yes.
I.e. Dombrowski's offseason an F.
Yep.
I thought it was harsh at the time. I still think it's harsh. How do you feel now?
I stand by the F. I've said the whole time, like, I am excited for baseball to start being down here, seeing the field, seeing the players, like, and I'm excited for things this season. Like, I am excited to see Justin Crawford, to see Andrew Painter, like, guys who have a chance to be a part of my life for a long time. Like, I love.
So you're 60.
I love that, though. Like, I do. Like, when a draft happens, I'm always like, the Eagles draft a guy. I'm like, this guy could be a part of my life for the next decade.
Right,
Who knows? Like, that matters.
Quinyon and Cooper.
Totally.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, like, I am super excited to see these guys and what they have and what they can be. But I just, as excited as I am about baseball and the team and knowing that, again, they can win the World Series, I just don't expect them to. And I am much less filled with hope than I have been the last few years because of the way it's kind of played out and because of what I think was a off season where they went backwards.
Yeah, no, I wish they had done more this offseason as well. I mean, it is notable that they clearly tried to do something very different. They just failed in the execution of crossing the finish line. I mean, it looks like they were, one body length away from outpacing the Mets to Bo Bichette. They didn't get
Kyle
him.
Tucker signing one day later, theoretically.
Right,
you know what I mean? Who knows how it plays out?
Right.
But, like, who knows,
Yeah. Look, they are mostly running it back. And we'll talk to Dave Dombrowski about that and much more at 8:30 today. Curious from your standpoint at 215-592-9494 how you feel excitement-wise, how you feel optimism or pessimism-wise. Like, here's where I'm at. I am excited. Guys, I've been excited for a few months just because I think we got a really good baseball team. And, like, John, I said to you last night at dinner, and I still think most people don't even know this or remember it. The Phillies were only one game off from having the best record in baseball last year for 162 games.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people that don't want to hear it.
That's bonkers.
Because
that does not compute with the way I feel about last postseason. It's like the postseason put such a damper on everything, the season and the postseason, the feel of the whole shebang.
And the Dodgers going for more and more and more makes it. I mean, like that, it almost feels
disgusting.
Like when, like, the Dallas Cowboys were Emmett and Michael and Troy plus the O-line, and it's like, well, how's our team going to beat that squad?
Exactly.
Well, the good news is, like, in my opinion, the Phillies are better right now than the Eagles were when the Cowboys were cranking. Like, I think the Phillies are very in the fight. James, to a point you made, and I'll echo this, it is unlikely that the Phillies will win the World Series this year. How? Just because... Like,
it's unlikely almost every team other than the Dodgers.
Well, I'll even tell you I think it's unlikely the Dodgers
Of
win
course. It's less likely they win it than they win it.
But like, James, a couple weeks ago when you referenced, and I'm curious at 215-592-9494, where everyone stands on this. James, a couple weeks ago when you referenced, I believe the number was 2%. You're like, they can't win. I'm like, they can. You're like, okay, they can.
I never said they can. I've never once said they can.
You did, but then
I
you
said
amended
it's unlikely.
it. But then you amended it. And then I said, give me a percentage, and you said 2%. Like, really?
Maybe like 3 or 4. Like, again, I think most teams, seriously though, like, I think the Dodgers probably have like a 25 to 30% chance to win the World Series. And then I think the percentages span out from there. Maybe it's 5%. I don't know, but I think it's a low
Keep
percentage
talking to
chance.
James during the segment. It's going to be up to about
My
10
point
to 15.
is it's single digits percent at best, and that's even like last year going into the year, I wouldn't have said more than 10%.
All right, well, look,
you know what I mean?
Curious at 215-592-9494. As we get closer to opening day, which is now about a month away, are you getting increasingly excited, increasingly optimistic, or does the drag of past Octobers, going backwards in October, and what for many has felt like an incredibly underwhelming offseason, does that really dampen your mood and your optimism on the Phils? Talk to us. 215-592-9494. Spring training coverage brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, proud partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Bryce Harper, that interview from yesterday at 6:30 today, your phone calls. Talk to us. Where do you stand? Joe DeCamara and Jon Ritchie from Clearwater. Love being here on 94 WIP.